In 2015, Amazon promised us the future. Flying drones.
Sending this off via Prime and the... Wait, what the fuck? Who am I sending this to? Satan?
A smartphone that nobody bought.
Amazon's Fire Phone with Firefly technology. It recognizes movies, products, and music.
That's amazing.
I'll tell you what's not amazing, the stream quality. How is this socially acceptable in 2014?
And the most sci-fi supermarket of all time. The just walkout system. There's no tills, no scanning, you just grab a snack and leave, and the AI will magically charge you later on.
No.
But here's the truth, that magic is all basically a lie. Hi, my name's Eamon, I have a master's in computer science, and whilst being a really bad tourist in London...
Oh look, it's Big Ben! Just looks like a big clock to me.
I walked into one of those futuristic Amazon Fresh stores, and it felt like something was seriously off. What I found was human labour, AI theatre, and a £4 experiment that exposed the entire illusion.
There is live footage of people reacting to the news, by the way. I didn't make that up.
Going in, it looked like a petrol station supermarket with no futuristic brandings and just everyday snacks. Surprisingly, they even had mini cheddars, which probably caused someone at the Amazon headquarters a heart attack because I picked them up and put them down and picked them up and put them down again. But more about that later. But not a single Amazon branded item was there. Nothing on the website. It felt normal but off at the same time. For example, half the dairy shelves were completely empty. For context, this is lunchtime in central London.
Oh, what the fuck? Why is it £5? I just topped this up.
And there were maybe like 4 people there. This is including myself and the camera guy. It felt like I was in a demo that nobody remembered to switch off. And let's not forget, this entire concept was built in 2014. That's when Twitch streaming in 1080p required an Ethernet cable and basically a blood pact.
What mic do you use? It sounds great.
I don't know, I've never had a problem.
And Amazon was like, what if we had cameras and AI could just magically charge you for that banana that you picked up in real time? Amazon pitched this as a fully automated, no tills and no scanning system to try and reduce costs. Cameras would go in and track what you've just picked up, and it will just bill to your Amazon account later on. But under the hood, they were attempting to use object detection, computer vision, and RFID tags. But here's the big issue with object detection. It's brutally hard. You've got issues like lighting changes, people blocking items with their hand, and the worst part that people do in supermarkets, people picking things up and putting them in random spots. Why would you do that? If you picked up a banana, just put the banana back in the banana aisle. The employee is not going to find it in the bread section and put it there for you. God. Imagine running a YOLO version 5 model on a Raspberry Pi to your local Tesco Express, for example. You might detect like an apple or a banana in an image, but try doing that over 10,000 products, or about over 200 cameras, without making a single error. Now, do all of this in live video feeds in real time, while syncing all to user profiles. And try doing all of this in one of the most busiest cities. So here's where it gets wild. In 2022, The Information, Business Insider, and Forbes all reported that Amazon's just walkout stores weren't really powered by AI. But behind the scenes, there were hundreds, let's be honest, probably over thousands, of low-paid workers in India watching over the video footage from all the stores.
Do we do AI as just underpaid foreigners?
Yeah.
But apparently the tech was so clunky, it really wasn't learning. They were continuing to have to rely on human beings surveilling you as you shop.
But what were their jobs? They would manually label all the customers' picked up items and items that were put back or left behind. Literally, they would go, yes, this guy picked up that penguin bar. No, that guy put that real slice of cheese back. And wait, why has anyone got 4 blocks of Cathedral City cheese on him? Internal documents revealed that some shopping trips took over hours to review. Amazon framed this as cutting-edge tech.
How accurate are the cameras in determining that I'm really taking that peppered steak or roasted chicken?
The system is highly accurate.
Yeah, and I'm centre back in the Prem, girl.
But in reality, it was just a giant human-powered annotation center. The Information reported that over 700 workers were hired just to try and keep this stupid illusion alive. So no, it wasn't a just walk out system. It was more like a just walk out and then somebody in India would try and tag it later on. AI was the face, but it turns out over thousands of humans sweating over video footage of Eamon deciding what cake he wanted was the real outcome. So I wanted to test this out myself. I posted the job on Upwork with over 50 supermarket shelf images, and I asked, tell me what items have been taken, returned and untouched from these images. Also, label every single item. I put the minimum fee of £4 plus all the Upwork fees, and I thought maybe it was a little bit low, but within 30 minutes, somebody from Zimbabwe actually delivered the results. And it was perfect. There was no confusion between oat milk or whole milk or dairy milk buttons and other weird assortments of chocolates. It got it quite well, to be fair. It was simple, clear, and that's when it basically just hit me. I built Amazon's entire Just Walk Out tech with JPEG images and a freelancer called Che. Amazon hired thousands of employees to try and keep the solution alive, and I managed to do it with £4 and a decent Wi-Fi signal. But okay, I am a computer scientist, so I wanted to see how far this tech could actually go. So I took those annotated images and trained a RoboFlow model to try and see if it could recognize some of the items. I taught it to recognize different types of chocolate bars, like Snickers, Galaxy 12s or whatever. After a few training episodes, it kind of worked decently well. If the lighting was good, there was no bars that were overlapping, it detected them with about a 70 to 80% accuracy. But if one Mars bar was slightly tilted or too shiny against the angle, it was a disaster.
Bruh.
So yeah, AI can help you, but it is nowhere near the precision that Amazon is implying here.
So these food items, these are marked with those camera recognizable codes that I was talking about before.
And this is using 2025 level tools. Imagine doing all of this 10 years ago. Now, to be fair, Amazon has improved since these whistle-blown leaks. They have better cameras, more accurate models, and now use edge computing, meaning that the AI runs directly in the store and not in the cloud or somewhere in Delhi. They've also redesigned the stores to be smaller, more structured, and easier for the system to handle, with some locations even dropping their just walk out concept entirely to use dash carts, which is just smart shopping trolleys that you can scan on the go. And yes, it's better than the models that you saw in 2017, but this is far from flawless, because human reviewers are still reportedly still involved, just less heavily now. So yeah, Amazon Fresh is closer to the dreams that we wanted previously, but let's not rewrite history. This original version was running on smoke and mirrors and underpaid human clicking on what kind of cheese that I was picking.
I have to go.
I really love cheese, by the way. Oh wow. Now let's talk about the actual vibe of the store itself. There was one guy running the entire place. He was the security guard, customer support, cashier, and probably the licensed therapist as well. I felt like I was intruding on his lunch break, and probably his mental health break as well. The store was also pitch silent. The only sound you could hear was the fridge humming like a low-budget horror film. It felt less like a supermarket and more like the Tate exhibit I visited later in the day, with the futuristic look of what 2050 would look like from the 1900s. Like somebody drew up a bunch of drugs in 1923 and sketched a corner shop design, and some weird Amazon exec said, yep, let's just go build that. Sure, one of the cool things that I did see is that they had Amazon Prime discounts. Since I'm an Amazon Prime member, I could utilize, but every supermarket in the UK has this now, and I realized that I'm paying £7 to have the privilege of using some discounts. The worst one for me is Co-op when I'm in Manchester Piccadilly Station. I'm trying to get like a water bottle or a meal deal to get a long haul train. And they're like, do you have a club card with us? Of course not. Why would I shop in Co-op? You know it's bad when you have a loyalty card for Boots. Like, how often are people going to Boots? If you walk into Boots, by the way, more than 3 times a year, I'm going to start questioning what kind of bodily situations you're dealing with. So, what have we learned? Firstly, that Amazon Fresh wasn't the future. It was pretty much an entire facade. And in 2014, when Twitch streaming lagged in 720p, Amazon promised us checkout-free AI shopping. And what we actually got was underpaid humans tagging my chicken Caesar salad. AI was the future, but this isn't magic. And when companies lie about it, we become the beta testers ourselves. My name's Eamon. If you can like the video so far, you can subscribe and see all the weird tech breakdowns, DIY experiment, and brutally honest reviews that I like to do on this channel. See you later.